Greetings, friends and fellow orcs. Iagra the Orcish Fiddler here. Welcome in, Keppa. Totally didn't forget that it was Friday? It doesn't feel like a Friday. I had to do a little bit of catch-up work. But I got done what I needed to get done. Tomorrow I get to go out amongst the humans and get food because we're running out of things. And then the week after that I get to go out and get meds. And then a couple weeks after that I get to go to the dentist, get my teeth cleaned, get my tusks polished, that kind of thing. You know, maintenance. But how you doing tonight? I hope that you're doing well. So yeah, Reppin is not available, and Arkwalk is not available. So I am at liberty to do whatever the heck I want today. I decided we're going to continue Castle of the Winds. You doing alright? Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What is this badge you have? EWC 2026? What is that from? Earned by watching 6 hours of 2026 Esports World Cup. Ah, gotcha, okay. It's a very fancy looking badge. Yeah, today's just been a get up, be sleep deprived, go to work kind of day. I went to bed at a decent hour, like it was like 1:30, somewhere around there. And then around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, my brain is like, it's time to get up. And I look and see what time it is, and my body's like, no, it's not. My brain is like, yes, it is, you're gonna get up now. So I did. And I have had tea, and I have had naps, and I think I'm okay. At the very least, I think I'm functional enough to play some more Castle of the Winds. So when we last left off, it helps if I actually click on the file to load. When we last left off, we had discovered horrible things have happened to the village, and it might be our fault. I mean, not directly our fault, like we didn't burn the village down. Somebody came after us and burned the village down, but we weren't there. We were busy in a mine. So yeah, we have followed the trail of clues to a small village to the west. And that's not the button to move this out of the way. Bjarnhaven. So now, we're going to continue searching the fortress to see what's going on. Let's see what we got. So we left a couple of things on the ground. Also, Kappa, did you steal my hover boots? Like, I'm sure you put them back, because they're right here. But was that the boots that you stole last night? Or not last night, on Tuesday? We've also got some enchanted gloves, gauntlets of slaying, which, I want the defense for right now. So maybe I'll put those on later, but for right now, I'm going to stick with my defense gloves. Let's see. Nope, that is the wrong button. Or the wrong thing. Okay. Put this back on red. Oh yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much dexterity this gives me, but Extrametrica had me measure and I tried it with a tailoring tape, and it was very difficult to do, and it looked like it was around 3 millimeters of extra dexterity. See? Look. Right here. That's around, it looks like it was around 3 millimeters. So, it's a ring of dexterity, 3 millimeters. I don't know how many pixels that is. Anyway. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons on my keyboard. Oh no, did I hit? Hang on. Okay. I didn't change scenes. I accidentally hit the button to change scenes. Fortunately, I hit the button that changes the scene to the scene I'm currently on. Otherwise, stream would have ended prematurely. I mean, not really. I just would have had to push the button again. So, you know what? Maybe I need more caffeine. Let's return. Not disarm. Why am I doing WASD? That's not what this game needs. It uses arrow keys. And the detail work that must be really good to fit 3 millimeters. I don't know how many pixels is on the band. Oh, what are you doing teleporting me into the middle of all this shit? Game, what are you doing to me? I mean, I could just go right up the stairs and get away from this nonsense, but I guess we're here. Wow, what fun. Let's change the music to the correct thing. Okay. Oh god. This is not getting better. Do not have number turned off. Oh, jeez. Okay, there. I like how the bear and the zombies just doing absolutely nothing. So, duly noted, when you use the Rune of Return magic to get back here, back to where you were, you could be teleported anywhere in the dungeon level. That's delightful. That's wonderful to know. I'm so glad that we had this experience. Give me this. Okay, now the bear comes after me. Oh, ow. Stop hitting me. Stop. Thank you. Oh, hi, zombie. Oh, hi, both zombies. Okay, come over here. There we go. Oh, a scorpion too? Jeez. And now I'm poisoned. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was just a great big mess to walk into. Let us identify this wand. Create traps. 12 charges. That sounds cursed, but you actually get experience for disarming traps. So that can actually be just like a little bit of extra experience for me. What is this scroll? Scroll of map quadrant. What? And we'll identify the leather armor. Just a normal suit of armor. Okay. What does this do? Shoot. I have things covering in my chat. One of create traps, so it's like a shovel or something. Maybe. I guess it depends on which traps it creates. If it creates a bunch of pitfall traps, then yes, absolutely. If it creates teleport traps, I don't think shovels can do that. I mean, well, sort of. I mean, you are being teleported straight down, but I don't know if I would call that teleporting, just gravity. But hey, SG, welcome in. How you doing tonight? I'm looking for the buttons to push on my mouse. Okay, there we go. Why am I at 163% already? Jeez. We must imbue shovels with this power? Let's not. You're doing good? I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing alright. I think I need more caffeine, but I'm doing alright. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow is a go out amongst the humans and get food day. Alright, let's see what this scroll does. You feel knowledgeable. Okay, great. It literally maps a quarter of the region. And that's not helpful, honestly. Oh well, we have used it. Our boy's still waist deep in fog. He sure is. Oh look, speaking of shovels. Oh, I don't like how this feels with all the gray, but this is actually how the map is constructed. You just don't see it. Let's disarm. Disarm? Okay, good. How about this? Can we disarm this? Good. Oh, hello, bear. Ow. Ow, it bit me. Okay, now it's dead. Alright. Anything in the belt? Yes, elixir of healed medium wounds. Cool. Oh, there's a spell book on top of a glyph. Okay, disarm. Disarm. There we go. Book of spells. What do we learn? You see a monster. Where? Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. But, you know, he's not following me. You learn the spell of Cold Ball. So it's like Fireball, only it's chilly. Alright, just smack the bandit around until he leaves us his money. Up here we just call those snowballs. Very big snowball then. Okay, and I think we got all the spiders from here. Oh, there's an ant. Oh, and a snake. Jeez. And a rat man. Oh no. Oh, okay. There's a bear again. Ow, this bear hurts. Stop chewing on me. A rat man. Okay. Nothing is letting me rest. Uh-oh, a gelatinous cube. I don't like that. Bite you. No big deal. Okay, good. We got the gelatinous glob. Yeah. Elixir of neutralized poison. That'll be handy if we get poisoned. Alright, now we've rested. Can we sleep? Nope. A little tiny rat tried to bite us. And then a goblin fighter tried to bite us. And then a zombie tried to bite us. And then another tiny rat tried to bite us. And then a giant lizard tried to bite us. Okay, there we go. Now we're much better. Yeah, trying to sleep in a dungeon doesn't really work terribly well. Let's cast light. Oh, hello, spider. Let's take care of you. This does not look like there would be secret doors, so we can just go this way. Oh, there's a spell book there. Let's get that. I would like that very much, please. What do we learn? You learn the spell of Cold Bolt. Cool. We got the upgrade before we got the earlier version. Yeah, whatever works. This looks like, yep, secret door. Alright. Alright, I think that clears out this particular floor. So, we want to go downstairs. Oh, there's a teleport trap in there. Let's disarm it. Okay. I think we're good. Oops. Alright, what kind of goodies do we get? Nope. Yes, because I did the wrong thing. Okay. Map. So we got boots. We got a medium iron shield. Another wand of create traps. A potion. A ring. A draft of detect monsters. Small wooden shield. 2 slot belts. An uninjured wild dog, apparently. What's under the dog? Medium steel shield. Ripped cloak. And a wand that is unknown. Not really great. Let's try again. Oh, hello. Random dog. Or gray wolf. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. Broken pack. Suit of chainmail. Suit of scale mail. Firebolt. You missed this game. You reinstalled Dungeons of Dreadmore a couple days ago, but it's not quite the same. Welcome in, Neon. How you doing tonight? I hope that you're doing well. Yeah, Dungeons of Dreadmore. I don't remember exactly. I know the art style is certainly different. It's got a different... I don't know that there's really many games that really had the same feel as this. A long sword. A cloak. Medium steel shield. Heal medium wounds. Scroll. Heal minor wounds. You know what? Let's... We'll save. We'll save this one. We'll see what's here. The armor might be good. The armor might be cursed. The armor might have a coupon for a free Frogurt. Wait, what did I just get? Neutralize poison. Okay. Let's go this way. Scale mail. Are you good? Nope. Well, it's not bad, but it's just normal. Oh, hello. Take this, ogre. Yeah. Oh, geez. You know it would help if I did detect traps a couple of times. Well, we don't need to learn Firebolt because we already have it, but it should sell. Let's try to disarm this. Yay, we were successful. Oh, hello, Manticore. You just sort of appeared out of nowhere. Attacks you 6 times and tail spikes hit you 5 times. Ow. Maybe shield. And maybe heal. There we go. Alright, that was a little bit rough. There we go. That's a lot better. Oh, a good staircase going up. We don't need that. We need staircases going down. There's that sword. Are you a good sword or a bad sword? You're a good sword. What enchantment do you have? Increases chance to hit and increases damage. It's not as strong as an enchantment as the Warhammer, but... let's see. might actually not be as good as the Warhammer. It's kind of hard to say. I wish that it gave you numbers. Like, armor is easy to figure out. Like, you look at it, it says your armor value is 107. If it increases an attribute, you see that right here. There's your current and then your maximum, or your base attribute. But for weapons, it doesn't really help. So I don't know if I want to use the... I think I do want to stick with the Warhammer. I'm assuming that the increases are just basic, like, +1. Strong would be +2, very strongly would be +3. Just in terms of tiers, not in terms of actual numbers. And if this is only, like, 1 tier better, then that puts it... Yeah, that still puts it behind. So, yeah, okay. Well, it'll be worth money. That's fine. Oh. Nothing here. Okay. Alright. Well. Oh, it's dark in here. Oh, hello. Just suddenly open the door and there's a goblin fighter. Oh, all of your money fell out. We are being weighed down by all the money we're carrying. Nothing here? Really? Well, that's kind of unfortunate, but okay. Oh, hello, Mr. Shadow. Please die. There we go. You crush the shadow's spine into useless pulp. Does it have a spine? It's kind of an ethereal thing. The skeleton is dead. Most skeletons are. Wait, hold on. There's a door here. No, there's not. Hang on. What? Oh, it goes this way. Okay. Well, disarm that. Let's do that. Get that. And get this. Alright. Oh, we should probably identify the cloak, shouldn't we? Just a plain old woolen cloak. How exciting. Oh, hello, lizard. Lizard, 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 lizard. Okay, lizard is dead. Does this need light? No, this is probably, if I search, there's going to be a door right here. Yeah. So there's a door next to just an open space. Why? It's a secret door, but you've got an unsecret not door. I feel like they maybe goofed something up there. Oh, hello. Oh, I saw you. Okay, there you are. Hi. We're going to stab you in the face. Oh, you're new. Hang on. I want these. Let's just hit this. It's too heavy for your medium pack. Well, is it? Okay. Gruesome troll, huh? Okay. The maps rarely did make sense. Yeah, I mean, they tried for procedural generation. They tried. Normal suit of chainmail. Alright. I'm not expecting this to be any better. So 107. 108. Wow, really? Okay. So that means this is chainmail plus 30. Which, if I look at this, yeah, chainmail 30. Okay. Cool. That's actually an upgrade. I can't carry this. Well, I guess that means... Oh, hi! Let's hurry up and kill you. Something seems missing. You took something from my belt. Good. Put that potion back where it belongs. And then Give me my money back. I'm just gonna leave the purse on the floor. Oh, hello. Where are all these enemies coming from? Jeez. Make sure there's nothing in here. I don't want to... 0 platinum. Okay. Alright, we're good. We can leave that there. Let us, because we're running out of places to put things. Oops, not this one. Okay. We really, really, really need a better pack. Let's see. There we go. Sell you this. I'm not terribly... Oh, look. Elixir of Speed. I'm sure that would be lovely. Oh, an enchanted suit of chainmail. 31,500. Wow. Give you that. 7,800. Alright. I could buy it. I could buy it. Oh, look. The stuff that I sold earlier is still there. Good to know. Alright, do we have better? We don't have better than a medium pack. We just got a couple of small bags. It's terrible. Oh, I got scale mail I can get rid of here. Oh, and an enchanted longsword. Right. Let's see. 4,200 for this. 12,000 for that. Yeah, I think this sword is just bye-bye. Okay. Let us sell you this cloak. And I don't think we strictly need to have all of this on us. Hold that. Put that there for now. Sell these. Go to the bank because all of our money is weighing us down. Wow, really? I'm still only at 92%. Maybe we should have given us maximum orc strength. Okay, now we kind of take a look at this. So if we activate this wand, you feel lucky for some reason. Okay, so it didn't do anything. You feel lucky. You feel lucky. You feel lucky. What? Really? Okay, so that's not the way that that's supposed to work. Oh wow, I don't believe it. This is ridiculous. It doesn't create... The wand of create traps is not creating traps. Oh wait, I know why. I'm not in an area that'll let me do that. I think I have to go back to the dungeon to do that. Okay, so we'll just hold on to it for now. It's fine. Oh, time for meds. All right. Woo! That could have been bad. My water bottle fell over, and the tip of it was aimed right at my my mixer. So if the cap had not been on, you wouldn't be able to hear me anymore. Maybe I should find a better place to put that. Sounds like a good idea. Put this over here. How's that sound? We can go there. I'll put my oatmeal mug over there. I wouldn't say that I had oatmeal. I had more of like porridge or gruel, because I used like way more milk than it asks for, because I really do not like the texture of oatmeal. But for some reason, if I have a whole bunch of milk, it's fine. So yeah, I found out that I can eat oatmeal if it's not as thick. Let's sleep in the street. 192%. This is all heavy stuff. I wonder if... Hang on. I didn't really check. Do enchanted items, are they more lightweight? Wait, where's the armor I sold? Did everything reset? No, because these are all just small bags. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what happened. Okay, that's still there. Eh. You know, I'm not gonna worry about it. Steel shield. Do we have one to compare? No. Actually, we do. Object directory. Medium steel is 5,000 and 35,000. Okay, so it doesn't change the weight or the bulk. That's unfortunate. And I think we are... Let me see something here real quick. The pack takes up bulk and weight from its own... Oh, I see. So the 22,000, it includes its own weight, so it's actually 20,000, and then the bulk is 7,500 or 75,000 minus 1,500, so it would be 73,500? Something. I can't math. Okay. Let's go back. We're not too far off from where we were a moment ago. Oh, geez. Hi, Manticore. Wow, you hit me a whole bunch of times and I didn't even pay attention. We need to shield and heal. Okay, there we go. That was kind of terrifying. Let's sleep in the corner. Disable that. Light. Yeah, and unfortunately, these broken packs have absolutely nothing in them. Oh, that actually reminds me, though. Let's throw this in this corner. So now we should be able to use this wand. You feel in danger, so if we search... Oh, hi. Goblin doesn't go down the... Will you stop that? Oh, jeez. So all the spaces should have traps whenever you use that. Oh, fuck you, thief. Disarm. It's like, disarm, please. There. So we get a little experience for all that. I don't know how much, because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. We should probably figure out how much experience we get to determine if that's worth it. So we have 1783. Okay. So let me see something real quick. Okay, we still have 1783. Only 2 experience? Hang on. If it's 2 experience, yeah, that ain't worth it. Okay, troll, could you not? Ooh, ow. The troll isn't setting off the stupid trap. Oops, I feel slower. Well, that's lovely. Okay, I don't think we're going to use it, the rest of that, because we don't really get a whole lot of experience. Yeah, that's just not worth it, so. Well, we'll sell it. It's like 25 gold or something. Hello, gelatinous glob. Oh, you've been carrying things. Great. Okay, my speed is back to normal, so I'm okay with continuing. Hello? Oh, hello, snake and lizard. Well, this looks like a room of fun. Ow! I was gonna say, let's disable the fire. Not that way. Not by stepping in it. Hi, Goblin. I'm gonna steal this. And this. And then we're done in this room. Oh, hello, Kobold. Oh, bye, Kobold. You didn't last long. Oh, is there not... Okay, there's no secret passages there. Nothing there. Here? No? Okay. Oh, hi, Ratman. I'm taking this. Stop that. Jerk. There we go, we leveled up. We can learn Phase Door, Clairvoyance, Detect Monsters, Levitation, Heal Medium Wounds, Remove Curse, we can do that in town though, Resist Fire, Resist Lightning, Sleep Monster, Slow Monster, and Teleport. I think I would like to know where the monsters are. So let's do that. Let's change this to light. Change this to detect monsters. And there we go. There's a shadow over there. Glyph of warding, an uninjured brown bear, a blade trap, a manticore. So many things all over the place. Well, let's go knock them out, I guess. Disarm the pool of water. Don't ask me how we do that. I guess we fill it in with a shovel. Hello, Shadow. Take this and this and this and this and this and this. And there we go. Alright, so there's gotta be... a secret here. Disarm that. Okay, we'll just go after the bear, I guess. Actually, hang on. I don't want to accidentally land on the trap. Never mind. Okay, I think that is the map. Figured out. Oh, hello, kobold. Just randomly appearing out of nowhere. Okay, let's go downstairs. Do a save. Oh wait, 66%. Why am I slowed? Oh, I must the stupid thing. Hang on. Owl bear. Okay. Now we are back to normal speed. Okay, let's go downstairs. Detect objects. What do we got? A large chest and a rude straw mattress. Medium chest. An amulet. Medium iron shield. Broadsword. A potion. Rusty bracers. That looks like a ripped cloak. This looks bracers. Gauntlets. A broken belt. 3-slot belt. Broken helmet. A lot of junk. I don't know about the chests, but we're gonna redo that. Okay, chests again. Okay, so this must be an amulet. Alright, so I think this is maybe the last floor of this. A ring, a cloak, a potion, longsword, leather armor, gauntlets, a cloak, resist cold. We already know that. Let's try again. Oh, geez, we're immediately in this room. Okay. What happened? Where'd I go? Oh, there I am. The thief vanishes. Stupid thief. Die, thief. Okay, now give me all my stuff back. Stealing my money. I need that money. Alright, large chest. As you examine the contents of the bandit's chest, you realize with a shock that some of what is here came from your farm and village. You recognize cloths and merchandise from the general store, and even a battered shield that hung over the blacksmith's forge. You root through the chests, hoping against hope that your father's amulet is there, but are disappointed. You know for sure, however, that you are on the right track. These marauders you defeated must surely have been responsible for torching your home, and you feel a savage joy at repaying them in kind. You aren't done yet, you know, for there is still this Hrungnir to deal with, but his time of reckoning is fast approaching. There's no room. I can't carry anymore. Okay, so it's kind of like just a bunch of random things. Let's see if there's anything else worth keeping this for. Potion, potion, leather helmet, steel helmet, scroll, amulet, warhammer, small steel shield, potion. Not really. And hopefully it doesn't just put me into that room right away. Okay, bandit, hello. Oh god. Stupid thief. Well, we're not immediately in the room, but... Where's the stupid thief? I want my stuff back. Ow. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'll figure it out later. Small iron shield, leather armor, spear. Can I identify? Okay, fine. Now can I cast identify? Oh my god, enemies. Why? Just let me cast my magic spells. Wait, this is... Oh, this is in my inventory. This is not in the chest. How about... Can I do this now? No. Okay. Well, that's kind of annoying. Okay, well then I guess we'll do this. We'll put this on the floor. Now I can identify it. Yeah, that's just normal crap. Enchanted suit of studded leather, which is going to be useless to me. Normal iron shield, enchanted spear. So, strong increases, but it's... A spear is kind of weak, so... Not super great. Alright, we're going to redo. Alright. Broken boots. Neutralize poison, rusty bracers, a potion. An amulet. Neutralize poison. Leather. Those two chests. Small one shield. This kind of sucks. Detect traps. A wand. Short sword. Resist cold. Wand of light. Neutralize poison. Meh. Oh, hello. What the hell are you? Pardon me a second, gentlemen. Okay. Okay, what is this? An uninjured animated wooden statue. Okay, well, it's dead. I guess we'll see if this is worth anything. Normal leather boots, kind of figured. A lot of nothing. A spell book already of... Who knows? Let's find out. Remove curse. Okay. I mean, that's pretty worth it. There's a ring. What is that? A rune of return. Okay, a ring. A couple of rings. Yeah, alright. We'll keep this. If nothing else, because now we can cast Remove Curse. If we are careful, we will never be cursed. But you never know when we'll have an accident, so it's not a bad idea to have that spell. Oh, let's see. Nothing there. I should probably do a couple of shots of sense traps and then detect monsters. A ghost! An eerie ghost! Staggers from your furious assault. You feel clumsier. You feel weaker. No, what are you doing to me? Stop it! Alright, what'd you do to me? Look at that, you lowered my strength and my dexterity. Is that a curse? Can I cast, let's see, spellbook. Remove curse? Oh no, I can't. Okay. Yeah, okay. So those are not curses. That is terrible. I'm gonna go back to town and get that fixed. Oh, geez, 3,000 copper. Okay, restore strength. Your injury seems of the temporary sort and should heal in a few hours. Are you sure what to spend the money? No, I didn't realize that. Alright, well, we'll just sleep in the street. Okay, we're better now, right? Yeah, we're better. Okay, I didn't have to leave. Well, whatever. We're here now. Let's get rid of that wand. Now that we know that we are barely getting any experience for it. Let's see. Small wooden shield. Distillation of resist cold. Alright, kind of a lot of junk. Alright, I'm gonna do something here. We're gonna save in front of the shop. We really need a bigger backpack. Alright, so load. There's a medium pack. Basically, we're going to have to keep re-rolling the shop until we get something better. See, there's a large pack. But sometimes you get magic bags. I don't know if you can in this. Yeah, I might not be able to. I might have to just take the large pack. Utility belt? How many slots is utility belt? Oh, that's a whole lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, maybe we'll just keep the utility belt. Because that's kind of rare, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. we'll come back for a large pack later. Maybe we'll get an enchanted pack here or something. I don't know. Let's go ahead and sell this shield and this shield. Is there anything good we can buy? Gauntlets of Strength. Nah. Alright. Let's see if there's anything. Meh. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. Minor wounds can go in there. And then now I can take this, throw all this in here. Okay. Potions we want. That. We'll do a scroll of medium, scroll for rune of return. Do that. Heal medium, neutralize poison. And I can fit 2 more scrolls on here. We'll figure out what later. Why am I able to... Hang on. Now my speed is at 200%. Why? I haven't changed my equipment except for the utility belt. I know that's not going to be super heavy. Okay, I don't know. Can I put more potions? No, I just need scrolls. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll find scrolls somewhere. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what's down this way. A rusty helmet that I have no desire to do anything with. A bat! Hi, bat. Bye, bat. Oh, hello, goblin fighter? Yeah, goblin fighter. Whoop. Pile of gold. Or pile of copper. Gotta love some of the secret doors that really aren't secrets. And the hallways that lead to nowhere. Oh! What's this place? You see a statue. Cool. Click goblin, receive maroon bits. Pretty much. Hit the animated wooden statue until it stops animating. And hit the rat man until it stops animating. Another hallway that leads nowhere. Oh, hello, ogre. How are you? Oh, you're not doing so well now, I guess. When you see things like that, you assume they're all going to animate when you're in the set. Yeah, right? And that would be scary as heck. But no, it's just a little bit of decoration, which, you know, a lot of things in this game are sparsely decorated, so you wouldn't expect it. But, you know, search. Okay. And look, this one kind of makes sense, but also kind of doesn't. Like, a double door makes sense, but why is one of them secret and then one of them not? We need to go this way. Hello, everybody. Come on. Thief vanishes. Probably has some of my stuff. Or are you, thief? Get this. I know how to find you. Where are you? See, the cave... Okay, see, the cave moss had gone straight over it. Well, I don't know. It depends on if those green slime things are considered that. Heavily injured smirking thief. Or a sneak thief. Okay. We want to go this way to get our stuff back. Oh, freaking slime. Okay. There. Problem solved. Give me my money back. 167 pieces of copper. You really just... really put your hands in my pocket, didn't you? Also, a whole bunch of falling rocks. Apparently, I need to do this again. Is something hitting me? The screen glitched out a little bit when it did that. No longer sense monsters. Well, I can change that. Not that I strictly have to sense monsters right now, but it's fine. Disarm you, please. Disarm you. And I guess we will open this up. It's our stuff. Father's amulet is not there. Time of reckoning fast approaching. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I got a whole bunch of things to identify. Enchanted Ring of Intelligence. Not something I really need. Normal broadsword. Enchanted Cape of Protection. Scroll of Clairvoyance. Scroll of Cold Ball. Normal suit of ring mail. Normal small wooden shield. You haven't enough mana. Hello, bat. Don't interrupt me while I'm trying to sleep. In fact, there. Really, Ratman? This door is closed for a reason. Hello, skeleton. The skeleton is dead. I didn't finish identifying these. Normal longsword. Okay, well, great. Detect monsters, huh? Enchanted suit of studded leather armor. Normal, medium iron shield. How much of this can we carry? Not a lot of it. Okay, let's do this. There. We're carrying a whole bunch of heavy stuff, but at least we're able to carry it. Okay, we're at 65% speed, so it's time to go back to town again. Not the direction I wanted to go. Well, let's sell the studded leather, the iron shield, the whatever this is, and this. Can I put this in my... No. Okay, well, that's fine. Normal broadsword and normal longsword. Okay. And before I go into this store, we're gonna reload it until we get a large pack. In fact, let's... hang on. Can I put this in here now? No. Fine. There we go, large pack. Gimme. Okay, fine. Buy this. Buy this. Give me this. Okay. Take this. There. Now we're good. Now we can carry more junk. Eventually we'll be able to get enchanted packs, but not yet. Clairvoyance, detect monsters. Here, I don't want cold ball. Increases intelligence, not really needed. Strongly increases armor value. Okay. This I do want. So let's see. We're at 103. 113. Okay, so that's kind of what I figured. Defense cape plus 10. Oh wait, I don't think you'll buy that. There we go. A slight upgrade. Put our money in the bank. And I think we can go back. Let's make sure there's nothing of value that we can grab. Ooh. And just a regular increase to strength. I'll make do without. I'm looking for strong enchantments, which I don't think I'll get until later, but that's fine. There's not going to be anything in there. Okay. Let's sleep in the street. Because nobody's going to be... nobody's going to bother a sleeping orc. We'll save, and then we will return. Oh, great. This is where we teleported. Well, let's go down here so that we don't have to take both of these things at once. Oh, the bear didn't even bother to follow? Okay. Ow. Stop hurting me. Skeleton is dead. Bear is dead. Okay, now we're done napping. Where were we? We were down this way. Somewhere. A white wolf! No, stop clawing me and biting me. Meanie. Oh, hello. Goblin fighter. Give me your money. Another goblin fighter. And cave bear. Geez, you do a lot of damage. Shield. And heal. Take this, that, some more of this, some of that. Thank you. Okay, time for a nap. Okay, a spider. There we go. Oh, hello, snake. And zombie, I guess. Disarm that. Oh, okay, a bear. Just suddenly a bear. I'm interrupted. Oh, because of the bat that's there? Jeez, come on. Disarm this, disarm this. Oh, ring. Are you any good? Enchanted Ring of Strength. I'll take it. See, that is just one level. Okay. Strength ring 1. Because I don't know how much it actually increases it by. This is how we ended up with ring of dexterity 3mm. I don't know how many. I don't even know what that says now. I don't know how many pixels that is. That's what it was. That's how we ended up with that name. Because I named it Dexterity Ring 1. And then I tried to figure out what it might be based on, like, the pixels. And it didn't help. At all. And that's fine. We'll sell our ring of dexterity 3mm, I don't know how many pixels that is, to the store. And I'm sure that that will not diminish its quality at all. Or its value. Scroll of Rune of Return. I'm going to go ahead and put a second one in here. And just for the heck of it, I might as well just use this. Well, no, because I can sell it. It's fine. I'd rather have the money and just, like, use the 2 MP. And I think we're done. I think we can go down a level. Cool. I thought this was the end of this, but I guess not. Okay. Let's see what goodies are in store here. A spellbook we don't need, rusty bracers, phase door, random scroll, broken belt, rusty bracers, large bag, which could hold anything, scroll, rune of return, large wooden shield, club. Kind of crap. Let's reload that. Hello, lizard, and dog, and snake, and holy crap! Yeesh. Is this any good? Enchanted Charm of Resist Fire. Well, we'll see if we want that. Nothing's been throwing fire at us yet. I'm sure that will change. Well, let's see what other goodies are in the map. just a lot of scrolls. How good is this amulet? Just regular resistance. It doesn't really tell you how resistant you are right now, though. Like, you're just resistant to fire. I know there are stronger enchantments. I'm actually not going to worry about it, though. Hello, werewolf? Wolfman. The wolfman gasps as your weapon strikes home. It's been a while. I guess they just leave it vague, huh? Yeah, there's some things that they are detailed enough on. Like, armor value, you can determine that quite granularly. Your attributes, you can kind of determine. I mean, you can tell that something's bigger than something else. But, your chance to hit, your damage, and any resistances is just good luck. Oh, hello, zombie. I'm in the middle of casting a spell. Do you mind? What do we got? Leather armor. We really need better armor than this. Scale mail is meh. We've got chain. Yeah, this kind of sucks. Utility belt? Well, that's rare. What if there's anything inside? An amulet, potion, morning star, warhammer. You know what? Sure, we'll keep this one. Probably the items are not going to be great, but we'll find out. Utility belt, yes. We actually already have a utility belt, though. The way those work is you get 2 slots where you can put anything in there. And then you get like 4 potion slots. And then 4 scroll slots. So pretty handy. Like you could probably put wands in the other ones. Well, we gotta return that to the woman that lost it. What? I'm missing a reference. If you could elaborate for me, please. I'm not always well versed on pop culture. I see a door open. Really? Hello, ogre. Let us smash you. And we'll give the wolf pets until it stops bothering us, I guess. Scroll of ball lightning. Cursed gauntlets of protection. Okay, I want to see something. Can I take... Okay, we've got cursed gauntlets of protection. So if we use the spell book and we cast remove curse... Oh, it has to be in my inventory. Okay, hang on. Uncursed gauntlets of protection. It still decreases armor value? Well, that's kind of bullshit. Hang on. Okay, so 98. 98. Okay, so it gives you 0 defense. I wonder if it's worth anything. That wasn't a giant bat at all, it was a bat woman. We caught her undressed is all. Well, she won't need the belt now. There was a Batwoman episode of MST3K, as I recall. Didn't they all dance at some point? I don't remember. Didn't know you were into that. That's cool. I knew someone who was obsessed. So, for a really long time, there was a sim in Second Life called This Island Earth, and it hosted an MST3K theater. And I actually helped with property management for a while. A buddy of mine, Mikey, and his husband at the time, they took ownership of the sim when the original owner, Squeeby, was going to basically say, it's like, hey, I got other things to do, I don't really have the bandwidth for this, so either somebody picks this up, or, like, I'm just gonna, it's just gonna expire. So Mikey and his husband took it over for a while. And then the same thing kind of happened where it's like, we've kind of moved on. It's kind of an extra expense because we're not getting enough rentals, even though like it's competitively priced. Like we're not getting enough people in to actually cover the costs of the server or the sim. So it passed on to another of the people who were regulars. One of the other moderators. And when Mikey took it over, that's when I was brought on to help moderate, or be a property manager. And I also was in the theater group, so that like if anybody was misbehaving, like I could kick them, or I could help reset the screen or whatever. And it was just like a theater. You watch MST3K, you hang out with friends, you comment on it. It's good stuff. Unfortunately, it became too much of a financial burden for Peril as well, who's the one that took it over after Mikey. And, yeah, it still exists, like the theater is still there, but now they rent a parcel instead of a whole sim. So it is still in Second Life if you want to watch MST3K with friends, in Second Life. There's also a Twitch stream of that is actually run by the people, by Shout Factory. So there's multiple ways to watch it now. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of MST3K back in the day. You've seen the Twitch thing pop up. Yeah, I watched, when I moved back from Columbus, I watched a lot of MST3K. Like, I would just have it kind of running in the background and sleep kind of thing. I actually do have a copy of all of the MST3K from the MST3K archival project. The only problem is that those files are not as high of quality compared to what's on Gizmoplex right now. Unfortunately, Gizmoplex is shutting down in September, which means those higher quality versions of almost all the episodes of MST3K are going to disappear. Again, there's still ways to watch it, but I wish that I could just download it from Gizmoplex and just replace the archive files that I've got. The only downside is that Gizmoplex they were not able to get a license for the Godzilla movies, so those are missing. Which is really unfortunate. Like, I would just love to have everything intact, including the ones that, like, there's licensing problems with, because fuck licensing, just let us have the media before it becomes lost. I'm really tired of everybody having so many problems with licensing issues that the media becomes lost. Stairs. Potion. Amulet. Gimme. I'm sprayed with acid. No, I forgot to turn the trap detection on. Let me heal that. There. Now I'm pretty again. I'm not melting. Disarm, disarm. Thank you. Okay. Let us do a few rounds of check for traps. Grab these. Ow! Jerk. Yeah, hang on. Shield. There. Let me sleep somewhere else. Yeah, right here's good. It's interesting to hear about lost media. There's a lot of early television that never got preserved, it sounds like. There is. I mean, it was before the... There's tons of live programs that were never preserved. Even things just like radio shows. There's a lot of lost media there, I wager. Oh, dang it. Ugh. It only did 1 damage, it's fine. No, I didn't want to cast that. Oh, hello, shadow. I turned on the light and there's a shadow. That's kind of funny, actually. Oh, you know what? I should probably identify that. That pendant I found. Are you any good? A cursed amulet of burden. Lowercase b. A distillation of greater restore mana. Interesting. I don't recall those. And then scroll of sleep monster. Alright. Let us... Just so that there's no accident. No. Spellbook. Oh, no! That's not what I meant to do. Well, I guess we're going back to town. And curse that. Okay. Let's go back to town, everybody, because I pushed the wrong button. Japan had a very early superhero called Golden Bat you were watching a documentary about. And they'd mentioned how a lot of the early materials were lost to time. Yeah. And it's always sad when that happens because it's like, that was a part of somebody's childhood. Or somebody's adulthood. And now all you've got is fragments of memories. Let's see if they'll... Hang on, do this. We don't buy worthless items. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it doesn't matter if you uncurse it or not. It's still considered. Yeah. Oh well, it's fine. Any good magic things in here? Nope. Let's see. Have a ring of dexterity, 3 millimeters. I don't know how many pixels that is. Did I ever look in this belt? Has a heal minor wounds in it. Okay. Which I do not strictly need. So we will sell that. Oh, I didn't look in their utility belt either. There's a scroll. Cool. Okay. I guess I'll sell the utility belt because I don't need 2 of them. More personally, used to have a very creative church pastor who would make drama films with the teens to use in sermons. You acted/cosplayed in some and paid to get copies. You never got them. He moved away. Years later, heard someone in a church found the tapes in some cubbyhole and threw them out. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. There was a class project that I had worked on that was recorded on VHS. It was just a stupid little commercial that me and a friend did. Absolutely ridiculous. I kind of wanted a copy, but I never got one. So... it's whatever. it might be nice to look back and that kind of thing, but sometimes it's just like, well, they're gone, so we'll move on, I guess. What is this scroll? Detect objects. Okay, well that's neat. I'm just gonna sell it though, because I'd rather just spend the MP. Clairvoyance I might keep, since I don't know the spell, but detect monsters. Ball lightning I'm not worried about. Resist cold. I can cast that. I'll keep sleep monster. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Okay, I think that's good. Guess that'll work. Anything good in here? Not particularly. How about armor? Oh, look. Those again. Meh. Don't need any of that. Let's sleep in the street. No one's gonna bother Norg sleeping in the street. I'll put our money in the bank, too. Okay, now we return. Let's, yeah, fine, skeleton, take that. Oh, hello, bat and scorpion and other things. Okay, hang on. Oh, I'm poisoned, okay. Oh, good. One of you. Shield. Yay. Let's have poison wear off. There we go. And rest. I'm interrupted. Why? Oh, hello. You're interrupting my sleep. Do not need rusty gloves. What is this? A deadfall. Okay. I don't care about that. Oh, hello, zombie. Goodbye, zombie. Oh, hello, carrion creeper. Yeesh. Hello, kobold hiding in the corner with a bear. Take this bear. What is this door doing here? It doesn't go anywhere. It's just a door that leads to a wall. Oh, a slime. Let's firebolt it. It is dead. Hello, skeleton. You are now dead. Ooh, light, please. Oh, great, an empty room. Skeleton becomes bones. It's true. I mean, it was kind of already bones in the first place, but, you know. A morning star. Whoops, map. Okay. Fine. beat the Skella so hard it reverted to meat. Now that would be interesting. I'm gonna beat you to a bloody pulp, but I'm made out of bones. Well, I'm gonna turn you into meat and then beat the bloody pulp out of you. The skeleton is incinerated by the blast, becoming nothing but bones. Oh wait, did I just... Ow. Really? Okay, that's... I came here to disarm a trap, apparently. That was it. Alright. This is fine. Are there any other secrets? Hang on, let me detect monsters real quick. Oh, look, there's a thief up there. Hey, what is this? A slime? Where'd you come from? Take fire, and some more fire. And is that a bear? That is a bear. Oh, that's a zombie. I thought it was a thief. Well, we can kill a zombie. It's fine. Alright. I should probably rest. Kill the evil warrior. You're doing a lot of damage, so shield. Heal. Heal. There we go. You thought about adding shoes to the orc sprite to make him look like he got stumpy legs? No. So this was originally a sprite from Bastard Bonds. And if this game supported tall enough characters, then yeah, like I could totally just put the whole sprite in there. And then be able to see his feet and or shoes. But nope. That's the limit, 32 by 32. The fact that I got this to fit in there at all is kind of amazing. What am I doing? Saving. That's what I'm doing. We're going downstairs. Let's see what goodies we've got on this floor. This is Fortress level 10. Leather armor, rusty bracers, a medium bag, some boots. You'll just imagine wearing little shoes. I mean, he's a pretty big orc, so I don't think they're little shoes. I think they're big shoes. Leather helmet. What was this? Boots. Wait, there's 2 pairs of boots? I don't think I care about. Mario 3 boot? Eh, probably. Canonically, height would be 7'6". So, take from that what you will. A small pack, a broken sword, an amulet. I'm curious about the pack, but a staff. You know what? I'm curious enough to keep this one. Oh, we can still go down. Okay, I thought it was only 10 levels. I'm mistaken. Oh, hello. Hello. Stop hurting me. Stop. Go away. Let us do the things that I'm forgetting to do, like detect traps. And detect more traps. And detect, not detect monsters, detect traps. Well, now everything is really cluttered on my map. This is fine. News at 11, Orc rampages through Dungeon Petting Zoo. They told me I could feed the animals little giblets of yummy crunchies, and they didn't let me. So I pet them very aggressively. You're doing a lot of damage again, so shield, heal, stab. Scroll of Clairvoyance. Oh, I have a scroll that I don't know what it does. I should figure that out. I have a bunch of things I don't know what they do. Scroll of Teleport Away. Okay. Why? What? Okay. I think it's because I'm double-clicking. Alright. We identified all that crap. I actually slept the whole time without being interrupted, so that's nice. And I found a closet. And I found a... Oh, okay, secret door. Ah! More animals to pet. Oh, look! Another animal to pet. I'm going to hug you, and squish you, and pat you on the head and call you George. Oh. No more George. Cold Bolt is no good, but whatever. Cursed Bracers of Defense. Fantastic. Oh, look. More animals from the petting zoo. Gonna hug you and pet you, and oh, no more George. Oh, hey, look, he's standing on his hind legs. Have him play catch with your hammer. Kind of. That's sort of what happened. Really? We're doing this? Alright. Oh, I see lizard. Oh, one more lizard. Okay, we're not doing that. Huge lizard. I should shield. You wanna... Jeez. Y'all are being very mean. There we go. Oh, geez, the gelatinous cube just ate a whole bunch of stuff there. This is Big World. You remember you would spend a nonsensical amount of time just using clairvoyance on every little tile of the map? Yeah, you can do that if you really want to. Okay, I boarded it. That's good. You can't just use it on the map. All the items are missing. That stupid gelatinous cube. Well, at least it made my job easier. Anyway. But yeah, like, you could just totally use the Scroll of Clairvoyance and just, like... There you go. You got it, the whole area there filled. You don't really find anything special, though. Map quadrant is pretty good when it comes to that, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay, small pack. Is there anything in here? A potion and a scroll to detect objects. Cool. Let's see. Was there anything else? Broken sword, I do not need. Let's see if this staff actually has any charges in it. Heal medium wounds, 8 charges. Can I put that in my utility belt? There's no room. You see a monster. Do I? I do. Hello, ogre. I don't have a whole lot of hit points left. I should remedy that. Hello, ant. Hello? Oh god. I don't want to deal with you. I know you can get it as a spell. You just sleep a lot and slowly fill in all the gray. You thought it looked a lot better. Yeah, you can do that. It is... I think I've done that before, too. Ugh, you're being a jerk. Heal. There we go. Alright. Snake. Snake. Stop. Okay. There. Now we have our hit points back. Viper's spine into pulp, which is basically the whole viper. Because snakes are just mostly... Ow! Stop it! Jerk. Take this, and that, and there. Now you're dead. Also, you made me step in rocks, you jerk. Okay, I don't think there's any more traps. There's another manticore, though. Well. Oh, great. Fucking. Hang on. We're not dealing with that nonsense. There we go. That was getting a little bit nuts. We're gonna go back to town. Is there any junk that I need to sell? Yeah, these. Okay. Let us identify all this stuff. A normal morning star. A cursed pendant of resist cold. Okay, well, here. Have some more junk. Normal bracers. Elixir of heal major wounds. Okay. Lesser restore mana. Maybe I should take that with me. Yep, I think I'll take that instead of the distillation of resist cold. There was nothing else in this pack, right? No. Okay. We can just sell that then. Okay, let's sell this. Oh. Gauntlets. Erasers. And that's it. Okay. Any good equipment? Large iron? No. Regular... Nope. Okay, we don't need anything from here. Have a normal warhammer. And a normal morning star. And a normal short sword. And a normal morning star. And that's it. You don't have anything good for me. Snake looks back at Long Pancake. Hey. One weird thing this game does, lets you pile a hoard of treasure on the main road through town and no one touches it. It also lets you sleep in the middle of town and nobody bothers you. But I appreciate that everybody in town is just looking at that pile of treasure and like, that treasure belongs to that orc guy. I think if we touch it, he's going to rip our spine out through our nose. So maybe we shouldn't touch that. And they're smart. They're smart people. They're smart people. They know better than to touch an orc's treasure. Not that there's a whole lot here. I mean, there's boots and gloves and potions and more potions and a scroll for Rune of Return. But yeah. Like, I could put all that in a box, too, but I don't. Actually, maybe I should put that all in a box. Maybe I should put that in a container. Do we got a box we can buy? No? Oh, there's another large pack. I could just put it in a small pack. You know what? No. Let's sell that. Give me this. You feel less protected. What? Oh, the shield spell wore off. I was like, what the hell? What was that? What's that? Why? Okay. So let's put... I don't know what I'm gonna do with these yet. But we'll put all this stuff away in here. There. This is a terrible sprite for a backpack, to be honest. I mean, look at it. It's just a blue 8 with a couple of, like, an equal sign. It's like, come on, guys. We could have done better. Yeah, you get it now, but you never understood it as a kid. It's a car from Frogger. Yeah, you turn it on its side and it's a car from Frogger. Can we put... We can, okay. Actually, I'll just hold this. It should be fine. I should be able to activate it like that, right? Yeah. Yellow arm straps, 4 side pouches, etc. Yeah, but it's not really well designed. It just looks really blocky. This is going to be too dangerous, I think. I don't need you, and I can just cast this, so we're good. Okay. We need 1,000 more experience to level up. Alright, we'll sleep in the street, and then we're gonna go back. Where's this at? Well, it's nowhere near all that other nonsense, so I'm okay with this. Another room of statues. Fun. I wonder if they intended to actually do anything with that room. Like when it generates. Oh, good. Hi. Shield. Hit you a whole bunch of times, and then hit you a whole bunch of times. Let's just take care of you, because you're easy to kill. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't put my money back in the bank. For program art, it's at least less painful to look at than some other things. Yeah, fair. Wait. Oh, that's stairs. I don't know what I was looking at. What are you? A carrion creeper. A bear. It looks like another carrion creeper. A viper. A thief. A bat. Gruesome troll. Just all sorts of things just suddenly spawning everywhere. Hello, ogre. Okay, bye. Can I hit you from here? Yay, I did. Hello, ogre. We're going to rest for a minute before we take care of you. There, that takes care of that nonsense. We can probably go this way. There's probably a secret. Or there's not. I'm not sure. Let's search, I guess? Nope, I guess not. That's fine. Hello, goblin, and goodbye, goblin, and hello, snake, and goodbye, snake. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay. Now we can go down. Hi, bear. Now we can go downstairs. There were some other things here, weren't they? Yes, there was a wolf and a snake. Okay, the snake hit me a whole bunch of times. Uh-huh, it does damage, okay. We'll heal a little bit here. Did you ever see the DOS roguelike Ragnarok? It has similar feels, though the difficulty is 10 times worse with obscure quest goals. I think. It may have been a while before, since I did that, though. I don't think I have a copy anymore. If I do, it's on an archive disk somewhere that I don't want to dig out. Oops. All right. Downstairs we go. Oh, great. Just right into the middle of that. Okay. Oh, okay. You're just... This is... Okay. We'll just do this then. There. That was a mess. Okay, so was that mess worth it? Staff of Heal Medium Wounds, a cloak, some rusty bracers, some rusty gauntlets, a lot of rusty stuff on this floor, which I do not dig. Yeah, this is a lot of junk. Let's re-roll that. Ring mail. Chain mail. So that's maybe good. Magic arrow, we already know. Iron helmet, meh. Battle axe. Short sword, return. Yeah, you know what? Sure. This is good enough. Oops. I should probably detect traps, shouldn't I? So that I'm not walking into things that set me on fire. Yeah, that room's empty. Okay. Let's identify the iron helmet, and it is cursed. Of course it is. I don't feel like messing with this. Just dump it. Oh, hello, Wolfman. Oh, this is a fun little passageway going all over the place. Oh! Before you looms a gigantic figure out of legend. Long ago, in a more peaceful time, your godparents spun tales of the 9 worlds around you. The worlds of the Aesir and Vanir gods above, the world of the dead and the dark dwarves below, and the grim worlds of frost and flame and stone, through which stride the mighty Jotuns. Jotuns? Somebody correct me. Called giants in those rare times when they walk the earth. The enormous being before you can only be such a Jotun, taller and broader than any man, or even any ogre, yet equipped in accoutred in a manner which suggests intelligence much beyond any mere monster. Eyes which gleam with evil meet your gaze. The giant rubs his broad chin and shouts in a gravelly bass. He's not a gravelly fish. Who is the impertinent human? I'm not a human, I'm an orc. Who is the impertinent orc who would visit great Hrungnir with a weapon drawn? At last, you confront the one who destroyed your foster parents' farm, who burned and pillaged the simple hamlet which sheltered you, who in his pursuit of you has slaughtered all you held dear. Hrungnir notes your mounting rage and chuckles. Ah, so you are the one I was to kill, the little creature who caused such a disturbance in the upper fortress. I suspect that those villagers were too meek to have been the threat I sought. How kind of you now to come to me, so that I may finish the task properly. My lord needs never know of my initial failure. Guards, destroy this foolish pest. An imperious gesture from Hrungnir summons a squad of armored ogres. As they rush at you, the giant hefts a round boulder in one hand. Oh goody, I was not expecting to run into you yet. How about, okay. We'll do one of these numbers. Oh great, well, this is fine. Jotun? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Thank you. Shield. Let's just... Oh, you're doing a lot of damage. Heal. Oh, great. We've got attacks from behind. Not what I need. Can you die already, please? Not me. The mortally wounded Hrungnir staggers and falls to one knee, descending to your eye level. One huge hand points at you. You brace for a counterspell as the giant traces a serpentine pattern with a carmine glowing finger, hissing sibilantly. Suddenly, Hrungnir coughs and chokes, and the spell flickers out prematurely. He gasps and meets your gaze again. My lord thinks that you dead. A short bark of giantish laughter dies into a rattle as Hrungnir's eyes glaze and he pitches over dead. Vengeance is yours. With patience and courage worthy of the great Aesir, you have wrought vengeance for yourself, your foster parents, and your village. All the pain of the recent weeks came from the designs of the enormous being Hrungnir. Now his body lies dead before you. His depredations have come to an end. But who sent this Hrungnir? To whom or what did he report? Why were you selected to receive his malign intentions? These questions haunt you as, impelled by a nagging suspicion, you search the battered body of the dead giant. A familiar glint from under the giant's jerkin stops your breath momentarily. There, with trembling hands, you draw forth a shining amulet which warms immediately to your touch. Left for you by your dead and unknown father, kept in trust for you by your slain foster parents, stolen by Hrungnir's brigands, now recovered by your heroism. You now hold in your hands the promised legacy, the key to your unknown birthright. It seems to glow faintly in greeting and grows unnaturally warm as you think of your father. Without hesitation, you place the amulet around your neck, where it fits you perfectly. How could you have killed my idiot brother like this? Do I actually put it on? No, in fact, I don't even have it in my inventory. I'm in danger. Could you all please stop trying to kill me? I've got plot to do. Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Enchanted Amulet of Kings. When wielded, makes the character resistant to drain life until removed. First suit of chainmail. Fuck you, damn it. I wanted an upgrade. Elixir of Healing. That is a full heal. I want that in my belt. Gimme. Where is it? I'm not putting that on yet. I'm a little worried that it'll do things I don't want it to do. Oh, hello, Ghost. Okay. I'm gonna save before something bad happens. So the necklace was there. They didn't actually hand it to you. No, you had to pick it up. Like, they are implying that you picked it up and put it on, but you have to actually do that yourself. So it's like, I'm not ready to do that yet. Anyway, I'm interrupted. Who's interrupting my nap? But you hastily put it on. No, I didn't. I'm not putting it on at all yet. I'm worried that... Oh, hello, Ghost. Let's take care of you before you do nonsense. Also, it occurs to me, ghosts do stat drains, so yeah, I gotta fix that. Broken boots, I don't need that. Okay. There. Oh. What? The animated wooden statue apparently likes broken boots. I also can't remember when it forces you to move on, but I'm pretty sure it does somehow. Yeah, basically you need to equip it and then activate it. But I'm still getting loot. Lizard. Wait, did that lizard important? I hit a whole bunch of traps. Bear. Dang it. Take this, Manticore. Okay, disarm, please. So many things in this. It's like, let me take a nap. There. Staff of Heal medium wounds, so that's handy. Oh, hello, shadow thing. I should probably detect monsters. That'll make it a little easier for me. Wow, look at all that mess over there. I don't know that I want to deal with that. A ghost! Oh, right, ghosts go through walls. Did it drop a cloak? I don't need this. It's cursed. Seven charges, okay. Enchanted Cape of Protection. Enchanted Short Sword. Normal Battle Axe. This is just a regular increase. I've got better, so I'll just sell that. A dart. Darn dart. Take this. Ah, disarmed you. I have conquered you and you did no damage to me. Either that or I already healed from it. I'm not sure which. Oh, hello. You don't look friendly. What are you? A tunnel white. Okay, well, I guess you feel weaker. Great, just take... Oh. Okay, good. I was hoping that it would... Uh-oh. Oh, 2 hours wasn't enough? Okay. Might need a bath after interacting with that guy. It could be. Dang it. Oh, I do not want to deal with you while I'm slowed. So we're just going to run as fast as we can, which admittedly we're slowed, so not very fast. Can I not rest? No, because everything's full. Okay, hang on. I need to waste some mana and then take a nap. You feel faster. You can no longer sense monsters. Is this fixed yet? It is not. Here, let's sense more traps. Oh boy. That's not fixing. I'm gonna have to get that fixed at a temple. Alright, well, let's get the stuff done that we need to get done here. Light? Z's light! In case anybody is familiar with the fifth element. Okay. Oh, 2 of you. Great. Fantastic. And you're just not coming at me. Okay. I can handle this. We'll just get your attention. Oh, great. This is not fantastic. Shield. Heal. 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 Oh, good. We got one of them. Okay. Please die. Thank you. And there's nothing here except for a glyph to disarm. Okay, well, how do I get... Oh, it's like, how do I get there? There's a passageway. Have you tried the passageway? No? Well, maybe you should try the passageway. Oh, spider. Really? More light? Wait, what? Well, then how do I get over there? What do we even have over here? Glyph of warding, some gauntlets, and a sleep gas trap. Okay, well. Alright, there we go. That's how we get there. Ah. Why are there so many nonsense monsters here? Oh, and a rat. Okay. See, whatever is behind this manticore, it's just one harder monster after the other. Oh my god, it's a rat? Okay, well, we just step on that, I guess. Here, come back, please. I don't want to accidentally step on that. Oh, we could have... Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. I don't care. Die, zombie. Grab this. Disarm this. Alright. Good enough? Good enough. Well, what delightful fun. Do we have to identify anything? Yes, we do. Enchanted suit of ringmail and normal suit of chainmail. Essence of Restore Constitution. I'm gonna save that for later. That's going to be helpful, probably. Can I put this staff in here? Good. Okay, restore strength, restore constitution, restore dexterity. And sleep in the street. We do not need this. We do not need this. Slow monster, meh. We'll keep all that. Anything good to buy? No. Okay. Let's sell the cape. I'm gonna come up here. We will sell the armor. Wait, ring mail. Hang on. What's the base for ring? 18 versus 30. This is not going to be any better. Yep. Very strongly increases damage and chance to hit. But it's still a short sword. Compared to... So 5 versus a Warhammer, which is 7. So it's maybe equivalent to the Warhammer, but I like smashing things. Oof. Oops. Wow, it's a lot of money, though. I'll take it. And I think we'll go ahead and sell this staff. Since it's only... It shatters while being recharged. Wait, what? What just happened? Hang on. Hang on. I wasn't trying to charge it. I was trying to sell it. I'm very confused as to what just happened. Okay, so I've got 92, 238. I'll give you 3360. Is it because it was in my free hand? If you put it in your hand and then you give it to the shop, does it try to charge it? Hang on. Okay, 3360. No, it sold it. Oh, I see. When you sell it, it recharges it, if possible. But apparently there's a chance of failure. I understand now. Interesting. I didn't know that. Well, let's go sell our crap again. Do we have, like, enchanted packs yet? No? Okay. I probably should have kept the large chest and used that to hold all my crap, but it's fine. It's whatever. Oh, did we? We did. Okay, we are restored. Good. Okay. Now we can wear the necklace. Activate the enchanted Amulet of Kings. Upon activating the amulet, you immediately feel it radiate power. As its aura spreads, enveloping you, your awareness of the world around you fades. A warm, colorless glow obscures your vision. A watery, rushing sound fills your ears. You can no longer feel the weight of your armor or even your feet on the ground, as if you were floating in a warm pool. The rushing sound fades to a low burble, and then to a barely noticeable throb. You feel warm and protected, and somehow content. Time passes. A minute? An hour? You don't know. After an unknown time, you notice a shape in the glow before you. As you watch, it coalesces into the form of a man in shimmering ornate armor, who meets your gaze and smiles warmly. His features seem familiar, though you don't recognize his face. He opens his mouth to speak. Oops. And the low throb in your ears rises rapidly in pitch until it forms words. My son, I am he. Hang on, I can do something special for this line. Hang on. Okay. My son. No, wait, this is not an echo. I overwrite all these. For fuck's sake. Alright, how about this? No? Delay? No. Okay, never mind. I thought I had an effect, but I don't. I overwrote it, and I don't have it anymore. Instead, I have the whole attempt to sound like the one species from Mass Effect thing. Anyway. My son, I am he who was called Prince Arvi, thy father. The power of the amulet which thou dost wear has summoned me from the Netherrealm, and with thee from Midgard, so I may speak to thee this once. Thou hast done very well to have come this far against all the obstacles before thee, and I am well pleased with the manner in which thou hast shown thy mettle, avenging the deaths of thine godparents, and the destruction of thy village. Yet thy greatest test still awaits thee. Elation fills you at your father's words of praise and the discovery of your royal blood, but his hints of future trials tempers your delight with foreboding. Your father continues. 18 winters ago, disaster struck our line, when we became enmeshed in a great conflict between the Aesir Thor and trickster Loki. On mortal Midgard, dread Surtur himself has taken a part, which was not to happen until the eve of Ragnarok. All the wise in all the 9 worlds fear that his continuing intervention in mortal affairs portends the premature arrival of Ragnarok, and doom for us all. The attacks on thy farm and village, terrible as they were, are then but 2 threads in this great pattern, for Hrungnir hunted thee at the direct command of Surtur, who sees that thou art fated to oppose him. It is thy task then, as the last surviving heir to the throne, and thy fated destiny, as my son, to thwart Surtur's design on Midgard. Thou must reclaim our fallen Castle of the Winds. Are we winners? Sort of. When thou dost invoke the power of thy amulet once more, it will transport thee to a town near the castle. From there, wend thy way to the castle's ruined throne room, where even now the shade of my father, King Lifranrensir. Thy grandfather awaits thy arrival. You notice your father's voice slur somewhat, as if he's had a little too much to drink, dropping a bit in pitch, and his mailed legs waver as if seen through a fire. Oh look, we've all got legs that are in the fog now. Improper early modern English. Yeah, it should be like, not really thou, but you. This is basically like somebody played Dragon Warrior and like ran with it, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going with it. I'm reading it as it is. I may tarry here no longer, but must leave thee now to fulfill thy destiny and so lift the doom on our bloodline. Thy grandfather can tell thee more. May all the seers shield thee, dear son. With a final gentle smile, your father's your father's image dissolves into the surrounding glow, and a low rumble replaces his voice in your ears, leaving you alone once again. Fatherless. The glow reveals no other figures, yields no other voices. You float without sense of time. After an indeterminable period, awareness of your surroundings returns. You find yourself back on your feet with the amulet cooling in your hand and 100 questions heating your mind. Thou is okay, but I draw the line at thy amulet instead of thine amulet. That's fair. Okay. So now if we use it, one of two things will happen. It'll either end the first chapter and just say, go load the other one, or it will transition us over to it. So let's find which one happens. Here ends Part 1 of Castle of the Winds, A Question of Vengeance. To continue your adventures in Part 2, The Fall of Searcher, save your game now and see Order Information under the Help menu. Once you receive Part 2, you will be able to load your character from Part 1 and continue your quest. Yay! We've made Valhalla's champions! Total winner after 13 days. So now we get this screenshot. I agree victorious this day, 7/10/2026. And now we exit and we open Castle of the Winds Part 2. Only Castle of the Winds Part 1 is a shareware product. Part 2, this game is not a shareware product, and used by non-registered users is prohibited. Not really anymore. He kind of just released it as freeware. So now we can load a saved game. Load this. And let's get the next song. Actually, I can delete that, and I can delete that. Okay. As you activate the amulet a second time, you feel it begin to glow once more with occult power. The auras surround you, but this time the feeling is different. You look at the amulet in your hands and realize that your body is becoming transparent, as if losing contact with the material plane. As the world about you fades, you get a sense of weightlessness followed by massive acceleration, as if you were covering hundreds of leagues in but an instant. You feel the blood pounding in your veins as the sensation of speed stops as suddenly as it began. Your head spins for a moment, and when you regain your balance, you find your body is solid once more. You open your eyes and find yourself in the middle of a small city. To the west is the central keep of the city. To the east, you see an avenue of shops. To the south, you see fountains in the familiar shape of the Temple of Odin. You turn about, taking a moment to orient yourself, until at last you look to the north. You gasp in awe as you see at last the massive ruins of the Castle of the Winds, where the shade of your grandfather awaits your arrival. But first, you think, maybe you'll stop in at the end, speak to the Jarl? He may be able to help you. Uh-huh. Stop in at the what? So here we are. Part 2. The Breaking of the Wind. Yeah, I mean, maybe. So now we got lots more places to shop. So this is the direction if we want to continue, but we've got the junk shop here. We've got all these little homes. You see a building. The city is worthy of Police Quest 1's map. Is it? I don't know. I haven't seen Police Quest 1's map. Let me see something here. See, a fortified keep. Probably the Jarl. That sign that says Steinthor Thorlickson's House of Magic. Gunnar's Weapon Shop. Ingrid's Alchemy Shop. Astrid's General Store. Bainir the Strong's Armor Shop. Vigdis Hallstein's Scroll and Potion. Isleif's Sword and Scabbard. Magnus Olafsson's Magic Emporium. Kjartan's 5 and 10. Okay. And Eirik's House of Armor. So a whole bunch of shops. Temple of Odin. Big Fountain. What is this? First Bank of Crossroads. Now we should have all of our money. Yeah, 127k. Okay. Hang on, I want to check something. Oh, there is a wall. Okay. Never mind. Whoops. Wait. I thought this little dot was on my monitor? That dot is just a dot. That's a pixel. That's a pixel! That annoys me. Why is there a pixel there? Why is there a pixel here? Errant pixels. Let's go talk to the Jarl. As you attempt to enter the keep, a burly guard stops you and demands your identity. You briefly consider concocting some story, but decide to tell the truth. I'm King Lifthrandir's grandchild, and I would like to speak to the Jarl. Your face goes red as the guard bursts out laughing. Ha! Another one. Sorry, youngster, but the Jarl doesn't have time to talk to every pretender to the throne. He's busy enough trying to handle the creatures that sneak out and kidnap peasants. Do something about them, and maybe he'll talk to you. Annoyed and frustrated, you turn and leave, but you know you'll come back soon and make him eat his words. You put that pixel there just for me. Yeah, but why would you do that? It's like saying, I put this dirty paper plate here, just for you. Okay, now we've got a lot of shops that we can pick from, and I mean, we can just like save and load and stuff, but yeah, let's see if there's anything good. It should be based on level. You are Chaos Incarnate tonight. Okay, well then that explains it. So what sort of, let's see. Yeah, we've already got resistance to drain life because of the Amulet of Kings, which I'm not sure we have to remove. Not a whole lot to find here. Potions, spells, various thingamabobs. Oh look, strong increase to damage and chance to hit. If I was using that, that would be pretty good. Draft of gain strength. 20,800. Is that permanent? Okay, I'm gonna buy this. I want to test it. Okay, I need to take my ring off. Okay. So that's where our strength is. You feel stronger. Oh, that's permanent. I didn't know that was in the game. Now we are bigger buffer orc. Can Do we have more? Oh, I don't have any more. Can you make me more? I want to be bigger and buffer. Alright, now I got a bunch of... Yeah, I have a feeling that is really rare, which is why I was like, I'm going to buy that. And at 20,000, that's not bad. Yum. Indeed. Enchanted Ring of Strength. How much? Just regular. Okay, I'm not worried about it then. Utility belt, large pack. An enchanted suit of chainmail. 42,000. Yeesh. This is a strong... How much do they want? I don't need dexterity. Do we want another 5 points? Probably. Yeah, we'll take it. Let's see, 100. 113. I don't know why I've spelled defense with a C. Actually, now that I look at them, I'm not sure which I usually choose. So, that's fun. Eh, whatever. Have some bracers of defense. All right. Well, that was good. Let us. Let us put something here. Just to make it easier for me to get from one place to another. That defense was when a storm blows down your barrier. Oh, maybe. Okay, so now I can just like, oh, I need to put something here. Maybe I should have kept those purses. Wait, where's all my money? Oh, right. Well, I just dropped one piece of silver then. Put it in the bank, that's what happened. Can I take money out of the bank, please? No. Give me one of the heal potions, I guess. Oh, there's a sign there. Well, you know what, this is fine. The sign is fine. I'll get a chest at some point so that I'm not confused in terms of packs and whatnot, but for now this is fine. Okay. Alright, I'm going to use the washroom real quick. I'll be right back. I am returned. Thank you so much for waiting. Ouch, that was my knee. Alright. Let's go see what's going on in the Castle of the Winds, shall we? I forget if there's traps here that I gotta worry about. I'll search just in case. Nope, I guess not. You feel a chill run down your spine as you pass under the archway. I should probably change the music. Time to kill the Ratman. And get the money in the wand and anything else we find. Ooh, square thing. I don't know what that is. Ogre! Take this, and that, and this, and the other thing. I'll see what that is in a minute. Are these beds? Oh, carrion crawler. That's not good. You're 5 levels away from being Anthro-Dirt. Nice. Keep it up. You see, oh, these are tables, not beds. Alright. What is this? A mystical barrier. Okay. You see a shadowy figure on a throne who motions you to come closer. The shade of King Elifrancer speaks to you. At last, my child, thou hast come to avenge me. For 18 long years have I awaited thy coming. Thy father has told thee of some of our family's doom. How I rue the day I listened to Loki's words. A helm of great power, he promised me. One that would make the wind and storm do my bidding. Little did he mention that the helm was stolen. Aye, my child, from the treasure room of mighty Thor himself. Nor did he mention that Surtur, the demon lord of fiery Muspelheim, coveted the helm for himself, and would league with the giants against me. Soon after I received this helm, and long before I had mastered its use, an army of giants invaded this, our mountain home. They came from the mountains around us, and even from the caverns below. Hill giants rough as the mountain wilds. Stone giants strong as the rocks they are named for. Frost giants, children of ancient Ymir. Ymir? I don't know. And the fire giants, those closest to Surtur himself. They came led by their kings, and with them came devils from Muspelheim. Even now they roam the lower depths, so beware their might. For a day and a night the battle raged, and many heroes fell before the onslaught of Surtur's hell-spawned minions. At last we could hold out no longer, and the final barricades were breached. The last few survivors gathered here in the throne room to await their doom. Some despaired and took their own lives rather than submit to the whims of the victors, but most prepared to fight to the last. A troop of fire giants marched into this great hall, followed by 2 of the abyss devils that served as Surtur's captains. Then the hall became brighter, as if a small sun were moving up the corridor toward us, and a glowing figure wielding a flaming sword entered. It was the dread Surtur himself who approached my throne and demanded the Helm of Storms. I cursed his name, declared that while he might take my life and the helm as well, one of my line would return to banish him from Midgard. And so it was, for he slew me with his sword of fire, took the helm, and doomed me to roam Midgard as a spirit for as long as he remained. Many are the challenges that face thee, ere thou recoverest the Helm of Storms and returnest it to Thor. Returnest it? Come on. But recover it thou must, lest the evil of Surtur and his giant minions gain a permanent hold on Midgard and Ragnarok comes early. I have removed the wall of force that blocks entry to the dungeon. Go now and avenge the wrongs done thy family. Okay, bye, Gramps. Do you have anything more to say? The shade of King Lithranzir speaks again. I see thou hast not yet been successful in thy quest. I must warn thee that time is of the essence. I can sense a mighty force tampering with the elements, and I fear that Surtur has finally begun to master the helm. Every day that Surtur is given, he will gain more power over the wind and weather. If left too long, he will gain mastery of lightning and storm, as well as his power over fire, and will be close to invincible. Only thou canst prevent Surtur from ruling all of Midgard. Return to thy quest, and may Aesir shield thee from harm. Okay, bye, Gramps. Okay, now we can go downstairs. After we take a nap. Excuse me? Take a nap? There we go. What goodies have we got? We should be getting a lot better stuff compared to the first part of the game. Dead wand. Okay, let's retry. Oh, hello, spider. Oh, a couple spell books. We don't know that one. We don't know that one, so we can gain 2 new spells. Rusty armor. Why rusty armor? Come on, game. Is that a moth? I think there's a moth flying around my room. Okay, this is good. 2 spells are good. That's 2 level ups that we don't need to worry about stuff, I guess. Large iron shield. Oh look, doors. Okay. You're hit by an arrow. Yeah, I need to maybe cast that spell too. There's the moth. No, get away from my computer. No. Ow. Get out. Ow. Where'd you go? I don't know where it went. Nope, there it is. Away. No. Where'd it go? Stupid moth. It's gonna distract me. I hurt my hand. Anyway. A small steel shield. There's no room. You learn the spell of healing. Holy crap. So that is a full heal. Like, how much MP does that want? No. That's not what I want. It costs 8, which is pretty hefty, but like, it's just a full heal. So I'll have to bear that in mind. I'm not sure if I'm ready to put it on a slot, though. I disarmed the trap. Let's grab that other book, though. You just flew over an Alliance outpost on a Windrider and saw Minsk and Boo? I'm confused. He learns Fireball. Oh, hello, giant. Hi, buddy. You wanna... Okay, I guess we're doing this. Hell, giant. Yeah. I level up. None of these spells are useful to me now. I guess we'll do heal major wounds. Let's see what that gets me. No, that's not what I want. Heal major wounds is 5. Healing now costs 7? What? Does this go down as I learn more healing spells? Is that how that works? That's interesting, if so. Okay, yeah. Oh wait, hang on. Disarm that before I realize, or before I don't realize that it's there. I have no room. I really can't carry anymore. Let's see if anything is, like, not worth it. Detect traps. It's okay. Normal suit of chainmail. Meh. Enchanted large iron shield. Okay. Normal bracers. Normal small steel shield. Okay. Just a regular increase. That's not really going to be doing me any good. Normal bracers. Can I pick you up? Yeah. Okay. Enchanted Cape of Protection. How good are you? Strongly increases. Okay, so that's going to be the same. Hello, Ratman. Let's poke at you for a little bit. Gauntlets, any good? Well, they are. Okay. Are they better than what I got now, which is just increase? Strongly increases. Okay. Alright, so 103. 118, so that's plus 15. See, we're already getting upgrades to our equipment. Oh, the door is smashed. That's great. Lovely. Oh, hi everybody. Don't mind me. Just saying hello. Don't mind me. Oh, look. Gelatinous glob had stuff. Okay, let's hurry up and kill you. Alright, disarm. And disarm. Well, where'd you come from? Let's see if there's anything. Oh, hang on, I gotta put this on the floor. A potion and a scroll of lightning ball. This looks fun. 4 pit traps. And that's all this room is, apparently. It's just pit traps. Can we... Oh, I fell down. Well, no. Because we're not going to deal with that. there. Prefer a controlled descent so that I can figure out loot along the way. This looks clear, though, so we can go downstairs. We actually should return to town, though. I've got stuff I need to sell. Hey, Belgian Waffles, how you doing today? It's good to see you. Doing okay? Good to see me too? Well, thank you. We're just continuing our playthrough of Castle of the Winds. We've made it to the second part. We now must storm the depths of the Castle of the Winds and retrieve the Helm of Storms. And probably give it back to Thor. Oh yeah, I gotta take meds, don't I? Whoops. Log that is taken. Oh, I don't have a drink. Wait, yes I do. I moved it to the other side of my computer because I didn't want to risk spilling on my equipment. Oh god, that was too much water at once. I almost choked. I almost sprayed it everywhere. Oh gosh. That would have been bad. Oh, you can buy Scrolls of Map Quadrant, and I really don't want to... Hang on. There we go. Let's see. Will you buy this? We don't buy those. Oh, I have things unidentified too. Let's do that. Enchanted Gauntlets of Slaying. Essence of Restore Dexterity. Alright, well. I'm gonna be tired of opening the bag, and now that I don't have to worry about things anymore, I'm just gonna dump it all on the floor. This will be my little treasure pile. Let's see, this is strongly increases. This just increases, so we'll just put you here, put you there. Let's name that... Slaying Gloves 3. Because 1 would be, it just does it, like this, increases. Oh wait, no, strongly increases would be 2. So yeah, this is named incorrectly, so there we go. So increases, strongly increases, very strongly increases, so 1, 2, and 3. I don't think anything in the game goes higher than very strongly increased. Do I have any weapons? Nope. Wait, what is this? Distillation of white dragon blood. When activated, makes the character strongly resistant to cold for a period of time, but also vulnerable to fire. I don't dig that. Gonna do a little night reading before bed. Well, I hope you have a good night's sleep, Keppa. It was nice to see you. But, you have a good night's sleep with lots of pleasant dreams, and we will catch you later. Nighty-night for now. And good luck with your archipelago run. Definitely let me know how that goes. I don't think we need a scroll of minor wounds. Or ball lightning. I do want to keep the dexterity, though. Throw that in there. Where's the armor shop? And we can throw this in there, though. This is the regular... Oh, this is strong we increased. Oh, they're both the same. That's why. There's nothing in here, right? Correct. Okay, good. Yeah, I kind of wish that there was more... There are certain items that you don't really get anything good out of. Boots are one of them. Like, you can either have levitate or you can have one other enchantment. There's no other enchantments available on footwear. Bracers and defense... I'm sorry, bracers and defense. Bracers and glove. I think bracers are just defense. I don't think they have attributes. Gloves can be strength or dexterity, along with defense. But yeah, there's, I don't know, there's kind of some limits on things. Are you an armor shop? Finally, okay. Have normal chainmail, normal bracers. This is a small steel. Take that and that. Okay. Let's see. Strong increase, increase. Okay. Essence of Restoration. When activated, restores the character's temporarily drained statistics. 5,200 for that. Oh, I have this... Hang on, I've got this iron shield I need to get rid of. There we go. I guess I will put the restore mana in here. Oh, I got my utility belt. Yeah, I'll put the ruin return in here. Okay. Is there anything here that I don't need? No, that's all fine. I guess I technically don't need the large pack anymore. Okay. Now, we can actually take a look and... Wait a minute. I didn't sell that there, did I? No, I must have. Okay, never mind. So, I can reshuffle the shop. Think. Let me check. Yeah, then it has what I sold at the bottom. Okay, enchanted suit of chain. Resistant to lightning until removed. Increases armor value. And that's something I'm gonna have to worry about. I don't know how much I have to worry about it, but I know that there will be, like, enemies that start casting elemental spells and whatnot. We will wait and see. We're still doing okay for now. If it starts to feel like our equipment is starting to get outstripped, we might look into something else. What I'd like to see is an enchanted pack. Oh, I think... Okay, no. Okay. Oops. Try that again. I don't know if I am yet of a level where I can get enchanted packs. I don't think I am. Yeah, I don't think I am. That's fine, though. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see. Just a strength increase. Any better? Weaponry, no? Really? Okay. That's fine. Not really a whole lot to buy there. Okay, I think we're good. And we're done with this floor, so let's go to the next. Not up, down. Oh, hi. Okay, let's see what goodies we got. Lots of junk. Not too interested in junk. Yeah. Hey, an amulet. Is it any good? A cursed amulet of Burton. Well, we're already at a downside there. A small chest, which could contain anything. Create traps, a ring, large shield, a staff, heal me with medium wounds. Yeah, it's... Nah. Actually, we'll do a quick... Okay, Ratman, hang on. And Bat. And Ghost, dang it. And a gelatinous cube. Where'd you get a cloak? First cape of protection. Great. I don't need that. Okay, let's try this again. Wait, hold on. We're crying out loud. Okay, now let's try again. Oh, great, a manticore is right there. A red dragon. Shield. Heal. Ow, he breathed fire on me. Cast that, please. The young adult red dragon tramples you. Please don't. Well, this could be trouble. Ow. It only did 1 damage. Okay. Yay, I defeated it. Jeez. That was... Yeesh. Is there anything in this floor that's worth it? An amulet, restore mana, cloak, water, scroll, detect objects, potion, distillation of water, large bag. You know what? It's fine. We'll see what happens. An animated bronze statue. Okay. Seeing dragons this early is a little concerning. Ooh, lots of snakes. This is the snake room. Okay, it's not the snake room anymore. Oh, I got a lot of poison in me. Wait. How do I get out? There we go. Found the door. Stupid moth. Yeah. No, you were. Got it. I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I don't know where it went. The moth is doing more damage to my sanity than the enemies in this dungeon. Slow monster, huh? Maybe it'll come in handy. Cursed brooch of resistance. Fucking curses. Oh, hello, slime. Let's fireball you. Yay, dead slime. Closet. $11 charges on that. Distillation of resist fire. I could have used that a few minutes ago. Cursed longsword, jeez. Okay, well, to the floor goes you. A staff. And what, pray tell, does the staff do? It's a dead staff. This floor has a lot of junk. Maybe I should have re-rolled it. Oops. Well, that's fine. Oh, hello, animal friends. No, you're not friends. Okay. Well, we'll just stab you. Well, actually, we're not stabbing you. We're hitting you with a hammer. Oh, geez, you just kind of came out of nowhere, didn't you? Well, there was a skeleton there, but not anymore. Oops. Well, whatever. I don't know that traps do enough damage for me to really worry about it anymore. Teleport traps are annoying, but... And I think that clears that floor. Oh, I do not want to be dealing with a thief. Okay, good, he's dead. Give me your money. No, just leave the purse there. Let's do this. Manticore. Shadow. Bear. I'm interrupted, why? Jeez, where'd you all come from? There. Now we can go downstairs. Let's actually do... Real quick, we'll identify the stuff. Elixir of Speed. Scroll of Clone Monster. Oh, that's cursed. And Enchanted Cape of Protection. Which is just level 1 protection, and I've got better. Spiders, go away. Jeez, freaking monsters everywhere. Alright. Down we go. Look for loot. A spellbook of Identify. That's fantastic. Suit of chainmail? Maybe. Oh, I got poisoned. Gotta remember to use the whole, detect trap thing. Is there any doors over here? No? How do we get over here then? There doesn't appear to be a way to get there from here. This room is too big. Oh. It's not as big as I thought it was. Never mind. We need a find secret doors spell. I mean, okay, we do. It's called clairvoyance. Oh, hello, bear. And white wolf. Random wild dog. Is this chainmail any good? It is. Strongly increases armor value. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is 88 to 128. It's plus 40. That is handy. That was a nice little upgrade. Oop, disarm that. How do I get that? Where's the door? Oh, thief. Stupid thief. I'll find you. I'm going to get you, thief. You crush the smirking thief's skull into jelly. It's my favorite on toast. Thief jelly. Thief skull jelly. Give me your money. Give me your money. And that's all you got. Okay. Another thief? Stop stealing my rune of return. It's a good thing I keep the 2 of those on me just in case of an emergency. Give me your money and your money. Too many thieves. Not disarm, get. This room is too big. As is this one. Okay, how do I get to that? Now I'm wondering. There it is, okay. Was that worth it? Let's find out. Yes, it is enchanted. I'm not going to use it because it's a dagger, but it's nice to have something to sell. Okay, that was just a really long hallway of nothing. Oh, goody, a blue dragon run. Oh, a green dragon. Shit. Shield. And let's hope for the best. Stop trampling me. What did you just do? Poison gas. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Oh, that's heavy poison. I'm losing 10 hit points per round now. I take a step and I lose like 3 hit points. Okay, so good thing we have neutralized poison. Your body feels purged of toxins, and boy did we have a lot. Alright. Is blue dragon is still in here. Let's get your attention with a fireball, and then run away. Oh, that did not take long at all. Okay, cool. Really, guys? A manticore? We don't need the identify spellbook, but... Oh look, a distillation of water! Isn't that great? And leather armor. Which is enchanted. And a cloak, which is regular. Is this a trap? Yeah, that's a trap. That is also a trap. I think I got all the items, but... Ugh, ghosts. Distillation of... Enemies drop things, I guess. Oh, it's Gumby. Animated bronze statue. Oh, an ogre, okay. Read that. And a green dragon. So many dragons. I'll just rest here a moment. Okay, now we go after the green dragon. Where did the green dragon go? Oh, there you are. Hi. I should probably just shield. Ah. Stop using poison, please. Okay. Purge. Well, this is a room full of nothing. And this is a hallway of nothing. Oh, hello, Shadow. Please die. Thank you. Lizard. And, oh, what are you? A bear man. Okay. Let's cast light. Oh, great. More friends. I'm gonna come over here now. Oh, goody. More wildlife. There was a goblin fighter there, but it sort of disappeared as soon as I ran into him. And I think that's it. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Ah, there's a secret door. There we go. Okay. We are a little bit weighed down, so let us go back to town. We got lots of stuff to sell at least. Let's see. What is House of Magic? Weapon shop. Ooh, an enchanted two-handed sword. So two-handed sword and bastard sword. So bastard sword is 11, two-handed sword is 12. Two-handed sword is going to be the best armament that we can get. How much do you want for this? 10,800. Can I can't name this. No, I don't know it yet. Bah. Ugh. Oh. Oh, that's a lot of money. But that's a really good sword. Damage, armor value. Wait, no, hit percent? Really? Damn. I'm gonna have to pass on it. It's got a lot of really good stuff, but I really don't want to lose my hit percent chance because I don't have a whole lot of dexterity. Like, my dexterity's okay, but I don't know how that really affects my hit percent, unfortunately. Do we have any weapons we need to sell off? Yes, enchanted dagger. I guess we'll take care of armor as well. Don't need that. Don't need this. I could use these. I mean, I have a pair. Maybe I could do that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. This is strong increase. This is strong increase. Okay, so it's the same. All right, we'll try this. And then we'll get... No. Weapons are over here. We'll try this. It's expensive, but it should be really good. So that takes that from 113 to 128. That's not too bad. Let's see. I think that's what it was. Yeah, very strongly. Oh, that actually maxes out my constitution. So that's handy. Alright, we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna keep the Warhammer just in case something is, like, not great about that. So we'll put that into my pile of junk. Is there anything in here? No, there's not. Okay, well, let's go and drop that off somewhere then, shall we? This is an armor shop. This is not where I want to go. Meteoric shield. Let's see. Small is 15. No, that's not going to be any good. No, not help contents. Object directory. Yeah, small is 15, and then the one I have now is 23. So yeah, that's not an upgrade. There wasn't anything good in this shop, was there? No. I did mark that I took my pill, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of the cape. We don't buy those. Well, screw you too. don't you buy them? Was there anything in the large bag? No, I already got it out. Okay. Take my large bag, please. I do not need levitation. I don't think I care about sleep monster or slow monster or shield, minor wounds. Got ways to neutralize poison. Don't need identify. Oh wait, this is the wrong... Wait, is it? No, this is the right shop. We do not need medium pack. We do not need a wool cloak. We don't buy those. Yeah. Really? This is junk, right? Yeah, we don't buy worthless items. Don't need detect objects. So I could just cast that. Then the restore mana can go into my pile. I think speed can go in there as well. So can the clone monster. It's something I'll play around with some other time. Wait, did I don't need a large pack. There's no room in your large pack for the large pack. Okay. Transmogrify monster. And if I want to turn dragons into something else. Gain dexterity. Yes, I will buy that. Enchanted medium pack of holding. How much is it? Give me... Wait, hang on. Max weight... 75,000. Okay. 200,000. Okay. Yep, I'll buy that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Sleep in the street. Drop a silver piece so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, should have dropped one here too. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, I do want to see. Oh wait, let me put this in my hand. Okay. So it's about around here. Okay, it puts it like just above the W. So, is that consistent? It looks like it is. Yeah, that looks consistent. Okay. That's fine by me. Well, I'd say that was a pretty good shopping trip. Mainly because we got a bottle that increases a stat. And I think that's going to be, like, really, really helpful. Because I like permanent increases to attributes more than temporary ones. Like, in terms of equipment. But yeah, there's a lot more to the equipment in Chapter 2. Alright. Well, I think it is about time to wind down for the night. Let us see. Let's see if I can get out of this first. Let's see who's around and about, shall we? See if there's anybody for us to say hello to. Let's see. Oh. Let's go say hello to Phenomenon. If I can spell. They are currently playing some Breath of Fire 3, which is a very fun game. It is a game I would like to play. I do want to go through the Breath of Fire series as well at some point. But I have to get through the Phantasy Star series first. And maybe other games. Gosh, there's so much to play. And that's going to do it for tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday with some more Castle of the Winds. And then on next Friday, Reppin' and Argok should be back, so we should be continuing our Neverwinter Nights playthrough at that point. So as we wrap up for the night, I do want to remind you all that you matter, you are important, you are cherished, and you are missed when you're not around. You deserve to be you. You can conquer the challenges that come your way. Have courage, be strong, and until next time, take care. Bye for now.